gonna get in my turn lane now. There's gonna be a bus just gonna like teleport up here and ruin everything. Probably. It's all ridiculously late at night. It's not ridiculously late at night. It's like 8 at night, which is really late for me to be driving home. Because, oh, that means I was at work for 11 hours. I don't want to be at work for 11 hours, but that's what it means. Ew. Well, it happens. Just take a really long lunch. Maybe take off early on Thursday or something. Or just get, you know, massive amounts of overtime. Whatever works. I got all my wipers going because the car was covered in rain. But it's not really raining. Up. It's almost a bummer that this is like set up the direction that it is. Just because the it's kind of a weird intersection. It might be neat to look at. I don't know. But either way. Now I gotta dive across lanes of traffic. My whole groove is off, which is fine because I didn't really have a groove to start with when I was getting in here. But now it's all thrown off. Is that a Utah plate? Maybe. This is gonna be so weird, and I'm gonna have to like scrap the whole thing because it's gonna be blank video, and no one wants a blank video on YouTube. I'll crank it all the way down to like 4, to like just the 280 or whatever the minimum resolution is. And it's gonna be awful screen quality. I'm gonna be like, why would your video be so low quality? And then they'll watch it and they'll go, oh, right, because there's no video to have quality for. Which makes me wonder if I even want to try doing a thing, because if I do have a whole rant and it's awesome, then I really want to upload it, but I really don't want to upload it because the video is going to be junk. It's not like I spend the whole time under streetlights. Whatever. Keep trying stuff out, see what happens. And it'll be whatever it'll be. And I bet I'm gonna get like a phone call. And I have to scramble to figure out how to get on my phone because it's all mounted funny. Crazy. Now I'm gonna yawn at people. Or it'll be hilarious because it'll be pointed at my face. And I'll call it face cam video. And everyone will be like, oh, face cam video? What does this voice's face look like? And then there won't be a face. It'll just be this weird darkness. And I'll be like the neighbor on Home Improvement or something. I'm sure I have opinions about lots of stuff. And I'm pretty sure the whole point of this was for me to rant my opinions about a whole bunch of stuff. This is territory that's well covered, well and truly dealt with. I should slow down a bit. Yeah, I'm going to slow down a bit. Whee! Just keeping up with traffic, I promise. Whee! Actually, they're all getting away from me. Whee! Person driving down the road. Kicking it up a notch. Speeding a little bit. Getting a little wild. Police car pulls up behind. Starts throwing the lights. Throwing the sirens. Pulls him over. The driver's kind of sitting there, twitching. The officer walks up, like you do. Looks in the window. License and registration, please. Proof of insurance. Thank you. Thank you. I was like, man, I don't think I was going that fast. I bet I was going that fast. Was it that fast? I don't know how fast I was going. Officer walks back up, says, do you know how fast you were going? The driver says, I wasn't looking at the speedometer. I was just trying to keep up with traffic. The officer looks, the driver looks at the road, looks back at the driver and says, there's nobody on the road. The driver says, see how fast they were going? That's right, that's right. I just wasted 5 minutes of your time with a fairly uninteresting joke. Ho ho! Ho 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 ho! I bet you didn't see that coming. I'm kind of thinking about doing like audiobook stuff, like reading books out loud, recording that. Obviously, I have to start with public domain stuff, because, you know, copyrights and copyrights. And that's what that is. That's fine. I have to pick something solid. Ideally, something that my voice is, you know, suited for. Whatever that means. Which would make me choose. That's never going to happen. Not feeling very talkative. Recently took a road trip down to Portland. That was awesome. Super fun. It snowed on the way back up. Got to see friends that I miss dearly, and really happy to get to see and visit with those people. It was a lot of fun. I really liked the bits of Portland that I saw, which I think was downtown and the Alpha District, or Alphabet District. Went to Powell, which is great. City of Books, can't go wrong. It's, you know, the basic Portland thing. That was loads of fun. I talked about a lot of things with my roommate on the way back up, but I didn't think to record them because I don't know if he wants to be like involved in my vlog adventures at all, so I didn't really record anything. Plus it's like a 4-hour drive, and that would take forever, and that was also at night. I'm actually doing this slightly differently than I normally do. Am I? Yeah, I am. We're gonna do it. What do we do? It's a mystery. You might never know. You'll only know if I tell you. And the real question is, do I want to tell you? Or do I just want to leave it a mystery? You'll never know what happened. Bum, bum, bum. There's a thing. Neutral terms. Gender neutral terms. Obviously, if a person has a pronoun preference, it would be my policy to use that pronoun preference. Right? Like that's just easy. That's straightforward. I can't speak for most people who use... Can't speak for most people who get the wrong pronouns frequently. This is actually the one I'm going to be on, so I can't really generalize about how they would feel about it, but I'm pretty sure if a person has a pronoun preference, their preference is for you to use that. That's fine. And that's dandy. I once got asked what dandy means, which was really hard for me to express. This person was not a native English speaker, so they're familiar with the phrase handy dandy. They've heard it before and they knew what it meant. Like, it makes sense, sort of, in that in context it's pretty clear what's meant, and then you can use it and no one corrects you on it because it's pretty straightforward. Handy dandy. He said, "What does dandy mean?" And I told him that I didn't think it meant anything. I thought it was kind of a meaningless phrase, but I'm thinking about it now, and I don't think that's true. It definitely has meaning. Like, dandy is a thing. A dandy is a kind of person. I think a dandy is usually male and decorated and fairly effeminate. A dandy, it's like what you would see. It's a term you might hear applied to, say, Renaissance era nobility, particularly from the age where it was considered particularly gauche to be strong or well muscled, since that was a thing that poor people did. Farmers were strong, and they worked outside, and they were peasants and serfs, and you don't want to be like the peasants and serfs, so it's a sign of wealth that you can afford to be delicate. And I think a dandy implies some of that delicate characteristic. I think it's different from a fop, because I think a fop is more flamboyant. Like, dandies can be flamboyant, but they're not defined by it, whereas a fop, I think, would be. Handy dandy, fine and dandy. That's just dandy. And peachy keen. Which leads me to an interest. So I was totally going to talk about gender neutral pronouns, and then I got derailed. Which is sort of the point. That's how these have been going. Pick a topic and then just get derailed into whatever I feel like talking about, which might even be the point. Like, isn't that kind of what you do with a vlog? You just talk about whatever you want to talk about, and when you get good at it, you focus and you talk about specific kinds of things, and then people who want to listen to those listen to you, and that's how you become a successful vlogger. I just kind of want to do something with my drive home, so if I don't end up going anywhere with it, that's fine. So gender neutral pronouns. In broad scope, I don't have much issue. You know, I'm pretty down with the gender neutral pronouns that have been put forth. I've seen a couple of them, and then I'm all right with it. The thing that bothers me is being able to speak them and differentiate, to actually use them in a speech. Like, Z-E, I get. Z, that's fine. X-E, I think I've seen it. That could also be Z. Here? H-I-R? Here? Maybe? What's the objective? Is it Xim? I don't remember. I have to look those up now. But at any rate, the thing is pronouncing them. The one that I spotted first that really like got me, and I was like, huh, how do you even say that? The thing is, we're going to go back to the classical terminology, one that everyone uses, and the one that's being changed in favor of gender neutral, which is great. By the way, I am actually all for neuter gender. That's awesome, because the whole default thing, it bugs me, actually. I don't really like that. I'm super into the not encouraging privilege by separating out and avoiding the default gender idea. But Latino is classically what you would use for an unknown gender, because in Spanish you default to the masculine. I see it written down as Latin at symbol, which is totally right between Latino and Latina, and that's awesome. But how do I say that? I don't know. My drive is like over, so we'll come back to this next time and see where we go, and maybe I'll talk about Dandies and Fops and tanning. Cool. But at any rate, yeah, how do you say that? I don't know. See you next time.